Welcome into Sports Zone, everyone. I'm Sports Director Matt Dowell. Happy Wednesday to you. And we've got a very special guest joining us on our show tonight. Camden High School superstar and Gamecock basketball commit Joyce Edwards in studio on Sports Zone. Joyce, welcome to our show. We've talked about you a lot on this show with your play, but it's nice to have you in studio with us tonight.
Of course, thank you.
It has been such an eventful year for you. Not only have you done so much at Camden High School, you've been all over the country recently, the Nike Summit, the Jordan Classic. What has this senior year been like for you?
I feel like it's been really bittersweet. You know, it's the last ride with everybody, all your teammates, with all your different sports. You know, you got all-star games. You know, it's the last time you'll be playing with and against some of the top players in the country. I mean, besides college, of course. So, you know, just a bittersweet experience.
And we were talking before the show. So many of you, the top recruits, you guys have known each other for a long time. And I think a lot of people are curious, like, what's your relationship like with other top recruits? But you were saying that you guys actually know each other very well and are very friendly with each other.
Yeah, you know, nobody really thinks about the rankings. Nobody really thinks about, like, oh, she's ahead of me. You know, it's not really that much of a competition besides when you're on the court, of course. But we're all good people. They're all good people. And it's like a little sisterhood going to all these different all-star games.
I know. Yeah, you've been very busy. You've been all over the country recently. But back here in Columbia, Camden High School once again doing their thing and the 3A playoffs. You guys winning the state championship once again. What was it like to share that moment with your team and with your friends that you've known for such a long time?
Again, you know, the only word I can think of is bittersweet. I mean, I love those girls in my family. I knew them since elementary school, and it's the last ride. You know, you're happy you left on a good note, you know, on a W, state championship. But yeah, I'm gonna miss them definitely.
And it's a big week for you as well. Not only have you been doing so much on the court, but when it comes to academically, you're graduating this Friday from Camden High School. It's a huge milestone for anyone to graduate high school. So what are you feeling this week as your time at Camden is about to come to an end?
Yeah, it's just really crazy to think about, especially considering I was playing 7th grade varsity basketball, and I looked at all the seniors. I was like, this is not going to be me. I have so much time, and now it's here. It's just a crazy experience, but I'm excited for the next chapter.
Yeah, the next chapter, of course, playing for Dawn Staley and South Carolina. It's been a few months now since your signing day, but what an exciting signing day it was at Camden High School. Can you just take us through that day? What was your morning like and all the way through the decision to obviously, which was a very happy moment for you?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. You know, in the morning I had to do something for the high school league for the next upcoming basketball season. And I had to get back home, get ready. But it was really exciting, like you said. I mean, I was just opening a new gate, opening a new door for my next 4 years, and couldn't wait.
And obviously you ended up picking South Carolina. So Dawn Staley, when did she know? Did she know before the commitment? Did she know after? How did all that work?
She knew before, and it was actually the first time I said it like out loud ever. It was after a USC basketball game. And it was just crazy, you know. I knew I wanted to go to South Carolina mainly because of her and, of course, the fams and everybody there. But, yeah.
You've been a top recruit for many years. You've known Dawn Staley for a long time. What's your relationship like with her, and how has it grown over the past few years?
Yeah, I remember attending her camp in middle school, and our relationship just grown since then. I mean, she's such a good coach. I know she's going to be there for me on and off the court, and I just can't wait to experience my next 4 years with her.
And I know for the top recruits, you guys have so many people, so many top coaches, big brands that are wanting to recruit you for a long time. What is your advice to other top recruits now as they go through this process about how to deal with all that pressure?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of top recruits now are going to get a lot of attention late middle school, you know, early high school years, but at those years, it really doesn't matter, you know. Sophomore, junior, senior year, you really need to buckle down and take your process more seriously. I feel like you need to figure out, like, what you want, you know, because you got to get something out of the school, just like they're getting something out of you. So it goes both ways. Just like they're recruiting you, you're kind of recruiting the school as well.
There's so much pressure on top recruits. I know you guys just have so many things in your face, in your ears. Like, there's so many things going on. What are some of the things you like to do to kind of take the pressure off when you do have all that noise around you?
I love watching Disney movies. Okay. I love going shopping and hanging with my family.
I love that. What, you got a favorite Disney movie?
Of course, Princess and the Frog.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Right.
A classic. And I know that we've talked so much about Dawn Staley. There was a national story. Well, it was a story locally first, and then it really blew up nationwide about how she really made your major come to be at South Carolina. For people who maybe didn't see that story, what happened with Dawn Staley? How did she make your major come to fruition at South Carolina? And what is your major for those that want to know?
Yeah, so environmental science, and I originally wanted to do environmental engineering, and they didn't have that, and that was kind of a really big part of where I was going to school at. Obviously, I'm huge on academics, and Dawn really made that happen. She went towards the civil engineering major first, but it wasn't necessarily exactly what I wanted, and then she went to the honors college, and she figured out how I could tailor my major to what I want, and it was just very exciting for me, because then I realized, I mean, there's no sacrifice in going to South Carolina. So.
And for environmental science, environmental engineering, when did that become a passion of yours? Do you remember when you were like, wow, I love this?
Dang, I can't remember. I want to say middle school. I mean, I always have debates in class with these people. You know, like hunting is a big thing here, and I just always have like debates about the environment and things as such. And it's always been a passion.
Academics you've been preaching this whole recruiting process, how important academics are to you, and I know a lot of that is because of the support of your family. And your mom's here watching with us today, and she has been so vocal about how important being in the classroom, being a top student, is for you and your whole family. What has the support of your family through this whole process meant to you?
Everything. I mean, I wouldn't be here without him. I love him so much. My mom's really buckled down on academics. So is my dad. But, you know, he's been coaching me since I was 4 years old. My older brother kind of inspired me to play sports at an earlier age. And my younger brother just coming out, you know, playing with me in the backyard. They all just contributed to where I'm at now, and I couldn't be here without him.
And your support of your family. It's been so great to watch that through this whole process
Yeah.
for your mom, your dad, your siblings. It's been such a kind of a family effort through this whole thing, and that support has been so great to see. Also, before the show, when we were just kind of chit-chatting, I was saying it's really cool that next season there's gonna be 3 local players on the Gamecocks roster. You of course have Ashlyn Watkins, the Cardinal Newman graduate, who's gonna be a junior next season. Myleja Fulwiley, the Keenan grad, is gonna be a sophomore, and then you're gonna join them as a freshman.
Yeah.
How cool is it to see so much local talent on this roster, and how well do you know those two?
I know them very well. We played against and with each other a lot. But, you know, it just speaks on Dawn and her recruiting. She doesn't let top players get out of the state because she's just such an amazing coach, and UNC is such a good school. So it just says a lot about her.
And those two, of course, national champions now. And they've been talking so much about how happy they are for each other. I know that they're so excited for you to join the roster next year as well. And speaking of those two, they're national champions now. It was such a magical season for South Carolina. Started in Paris, ended with an undefeated season. They did something that not many teams have ever done, and it's the first time South Carolina's ever done it. What was it like for you to watch them not only win it all, but to do it in that way?
It was inspirational, I feel like. You know, I feel like they did a great job. They went out there and they played every game. And I feel like they took it game by game, and they didn't necessarily overlook anybody. I feel like that was the biggest things in South Carolina that kind of took them as far as they did.
And I know there's been so much attention on the women's game recently. It's growing at an exponentially fast pace. Just the ratings, it was the first time ever the women's championship outrated the men's final. Just so much attention right now. What's it been like for you to watch the game grow these past few years, and how does your generation want to keep that momentum going?
I mean, it's been great for me, but you got to give it to the players, you know, who did it. You know, Caitlin Clark, Asia Wilson, Diana Taurasi, all the players who brought the attention first, you know, and I just want to continue to do stuff so the players after me, you know, have more opportunities than I do.
We can't wait to watch you on the Gamecock roster. It's going to be so fun. Again, Camila Cardoso, the only one they're losing, so it's going to be basically the same team, and then adding in a top recruiting class on top of it. So you guys are going to be tough to beat next season. Well, those are all of my questions for now, but they have this diehard fan base, I don't know if you've heard of them, called the Fams, and they love this team. Coming up next on Sports Zone, I asked the Fams to submit some questions for Joyce, so we're going to do some Fam questions when Sports Zone returns. Welcome back to Sports Zone, everyone. I'm Sports Director Matt Dowell. If you're just joining us, I got a superstar in the house with me here in studio, Camden High School superstar and Gamecock basketball commit Joyce Edwards in the house. You just answered a lot of questions from me, and there were a lot. I know. Thank you for going through all that with me. But now, I asked the Fams online when we knew you were coming on the show if they had any questions for you. So I asked them for some Fam questions. Are you ready to answer what the Fams want to know?
I am.
All right, let's get into it. Well, Darren Garcia wants to know, what are you looking forward to adding to your game next season at South Carolina?
I just feel like expanding my game to the three, getting my three ball more consistent. I feel like my mid-range and me around the basket is pretty consistent now. Just continue that going and then, just expanding your game to the three.
And we're seeing that a lot with post players now. You even hear Asia Wilson talking about it at the WNBA level about wanting to add the three ball to her game more consistently. So we're really seeing post players become all-court players, which is very fascinating to watch. It's fun to watch as well. Continuing our fam questions tonight, at Tavasha W says, Joyce, what are you looking forward to in the upcoming season with South Carolina?
I feel like just a journey in the process, me going in my first day to me in my last day of my freshman year. Just looking forward to the growth and the development that I'm going to have at South Carolina.
It's going to be fun. And Dawn, known so well for developing players, especially post players. So I know there's a long line of post player greats at South Carolina that you're looking to follow in their footsteps. At Jane Doe 16, this is a good one. I like this question. She says, what is your go-to pregame song and your pregame meal?
So I wouldn't say I necessarily have a pregame meal. I feel like I'm a little traumatized because when I was younger, I ate a huge meal before a game and it did not turn out so good. But for a song, I feel like anything in, old school R&B era, stuff like Mary J, Donnell Jones, Anthony Hamilton, all those artists,
It's important. Does your pregame song ever change, or do you has it been consistently the old school R&B?
I feel like it's been consistently the old school R&B, and I got to give that to my parents, They also listen to that, so.
Mom taking credit for that one over there. Yeah. And are you superstitious at all? Do you have superstitions?
Not necessarily.
No? Just kind of put the headphones on and get ready to go. The mindset's important ahead of the tip-off. Well, at one of one K3 says, since number 12 is occupied already on South Carolina's roster, what number do you want to wear next season?
I think I'm going to wear number 8, I'm excited for it because it's going to be the first time females could wear numbers 5 through 10, so I'm excited.
All right, you got the Gamecock fans at home right now. Number 8, they're getting ready to get their jerseys, the jerseys, all of it. Number 8, Joyce Edwards. Continuing our fan questions, at B-Ball Queens wants to know, other than basketball, what is your second favorite sport? Because you do play a lot of sports. Yes,
I do. I gotta say soccer. It was my first love, my first sport. I watched my brother play soccer. My whole family plays soccer, so it's just can't wait.
Yeah, you hear so much now about people, really, parents and kids just really wanting to focus on the one sport that they excel at. But why was it so important for you to continue to play so many sports? And how did it help your basketball?
So I really do feel like all sports correlate and overlap with one another in that you benefit, specifically since my special sport is basketball, you benefit from playing other sports and you're not necessarily overworking muscles and stuff like that. But it just helps with, especially like soccer helps with footwork and basketball, volleyball helps with vertical, and I'm just excited that I continue to play 3 sports throughout my high school career. Yeah,
and love the competition too. And you're in high school once, why not try? And you guys are also very good at all of those sports at Camden. So you guys compete for state titles, not just in basketball, but also in those other sports. So I can see why you said, hey, I'm going to stay with it. More trophies to try and add to the case. Well, our last question from the fans, at DayT wants to know, what are your expectations from yourself going into your freshman year, and what goals have you set for yourself?
Well, that's a really good question. I can't necessarily say I have any expectations coming in or goals, but my main point is just to be ready when my name's called, put in the work, and be ready when, your name's called. I'm not going to really expect to come in starting. I'm not expecting to be this crazy, freshman dropping 30, nothing like that. Just coming in with the defensive first mindset in order to get on the court, and I feel like my offense will come.
Yeah, going off of that, one of the ways Dawn is changing the game is all of the depth. I mean, 1 through 10, 11, they all play good minutes. So even the bench players who aren't starting, they're still playing 20, 25 minutes a game, a lot of them, and putting up big numbers. Is that another part of the Gamecocks that is appealing to a top recruit?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like that's what make South Carolina so hard to guard and South Carolina so hard to beat, because you're not just going against the starting 5. There's no drop off coming off the bench either, so it's hard to keep that stamina for the whole game with other teams. But I'm excited to get to South Carolina. I'm excited for my next 3 years.
Yeah, another loaded Gamecock roster next season, and Joyce Edwards is going to be a part of it. And you're going to start the season in Vegas against Michigan on November 4th. You ever been to Vegas?
No, I have not.
All right, first time in Las Vegas, but you're going to take on Michigan in another amazing start for South Carolina. They started in Paris last year. Next season, they're going to start in Vegas. So Joyce Edwards, you're starting off your college career with a bang in Las Vegas. Well, we thank you so much for coming on our show tonight. It's been so great to talk to you, and we're looking forward. First of all, congratulations on your graduation later this week, and we're very excited to watch you with South Carolina next year. Joyce Edwards, everybody, the Camden superstar, Gamecock basketball commit. You're going to be seeing a lot of her at Colonial Life Arena these next 4 years. We're going to take a break. Sports Zone continues right after this. To stay up to date with this story and more, subscribe to our Watch Fox YouTube page. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss an update.